2024, that's a wrap. Seahawks win a meaningless game at SoFi Stadium, which is always nice. Even doesn't matter that you're playing the Rams B team. But
Mm-hmm.
Adam, how you doing?
Cold. It's cold in Texas right
Yeah,
now,
it's
but
cold.
also not as cold as my heart is with the season, how it ended and stuff. As you know, showing this right here with the, it was a little bit of a division title tiebreaker that kind of screwed us over in getting um the playoffs. But hey, we got 10 wins. That's something, right?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get screwed. We screwed ourselves. We shouldn't have lost to the Giants. We shouldn't have lost
How
to the
many
Rams.
times have we shot how many times have we shot ourselves in the foot this whole season that led to this final game? I wanted this game to be exciting, but unfortunately it wasn't.
When you try to manifest and then you just get let down at the very end, that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
But 10 wins, we
Yeah.
can't argue. Like
Yeah,
that's great for a rookie head coach.
yeah, first time having 10 wins since 2018 for the Seahawks. So it's been a while. I like to see double digit wins for us. I think before we kind of get into it, I think with this game, I think with this season, it was a good as a whole, especially how we ended this game. That was a good foundational piece to end off on. You had, Gino getting his $6 million in incentives. Uh, Noah Fant on the offensively. Noah Fant having a first touchdown since Christmas of 2020, the Christmas Eve, excuse me, of 2022. So that's like a long
22?
time coming.
Oh yeah.
22.
Yeah, that's just over 2 years, huh?
He's more of like the possession tight end that you would throw to, and he gets you, past the third down. But he can get you some yards, but he's not necessarily like our first option in the end zone, if you will.
Arguably, AJ Barner had 4 touchdowns on the season. Like as a
That,
rookie.
and we will when we get to that, when we have that end of season vid. I have a little bit to talk about AJ Barr because I loved him this whole season. Oh, he may be our starter next season. You never know, but
Yeah.
JSN, unfortunately, like kind of continuing for this game. McIntosh had a good game. I like to see him have more reps, but he got some reps. And JSN, he was one reception off from the receptions
They
in the season.
they really tried to force that too. He had, was it 4 receptions for 10 yards or something like that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was really just like, just give him a short catch just so he can get it. Like,
They got Mike
I know
Evans
it.
his money.
Oh man. So I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit of a snub on JSN. Like really, like you're going into this game and he needs 5 catches. You telling me this whole game? You're telling me like everyone's just covering JSN this whole game? You could even give him like a screen pass or anything like that. Like, come on.
Yeah. But with that being said,
Something.
100 catches a season is a pretty wild stat to reach.
1,100 plus yards, 6 touchdowns. I can't complain on JSN.
I've been calling
That
him my
is a
WR1 since like week 8, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. DK Metcalf he had a touchdown too. So if you really wanted to, you can let DK Metcalf have a game too. We just have two options. It's basically like choose one, and we kept choosing JSN all season. So this time around, it was a little bit of receptions, kind of going for everyone. Even Sharbo got some reception yards, but he didn't get a reception for that one play with JSN and stuff like that. So that was really funny to see.
The
But
one thing I'll miss
otherwise,
about Ryan Grove is we ran that play like 4 or 5 times and everything. It never gets old, man.
right? I'm fine with that play. Just keep it in your back pocket. You never know.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I think offense, we had a time. Yeah, we were facing the second team, so there's not much to speak on that. And then defense, there was some. We're facing a second team, and some of those, I don't like how close the game
Dude, they
was.
ate us alive with screen passes and checkdowns.
Yeah,
It was death by 1,000 paper cuts. It was the worst thing to watch.
yeah. Witherspoon had some. He had some catches over him, and I think Kobe Bryant also whiffed on like one catch too. It's one of those things where it's like, hopefully we iron this out in the offseason kind of vibe. And Witherspoon got himself a Pro Bowl. Who didn't get a Pro Bowl on the defense was Big Cat. Leonard Williams. He's ninth in sacks, and he leads all
Overall.
DT overall. By
in
the
the
way,
entire league. We should clarify this.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Overall in the league, ninth in sacks, and he leads all DTs in sacks. But he got snubbed for a Pro Bowl, though.
Hopefully the
Come
All
on
Pro
now.
voters or whoever decides on the All Pro don't do the same shit. Because honestly,
Watch,
one of
he's
the
gonna
most
get like second. He's like second team All Pro or something like that. Not even first.
yeah. I mean, he was just such a dominant. He was a game wrecker. Like he was a guy you can base your
Keep
entire
him
defensive
around.
line
That is a
around.
vet to have. I think Draymond Jones is one that he definitely was quiet like for a good chunk of this season. I think he might be on the way out. He didn't, do much for me even in this game and stuff. So,
Commands a lot of money, so I can see him going.
yeah.
The obvious candidates are like guys like Tyler Lockett,
Yeah, but I mean
Draymond Jones
otherwise like
too.
we won this little game. I mean, it was cool. We got the 10 wins. People got their incentives. I don't know if anyone else got their incentives, but
Yeah.
I mean, we at least finally got rid of an offensive coordinator. Go see that video if you haven't watched it already. But we got rid of our offensive coordinator after this game, even though it was a career day for Gino with 4 touchdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, career game for him.
I mean,
Otherwise,
the only thing I really looked for in this game was getting a sense of, the quality on our team, right? So,
yeah,
Charbonnet continued to play well. Kenny McIntosh played well. Noah Fant, like you said, got his first touchdown. If we can retain him, I mean, that'd be great. The
yeah,
NFL is an expensive business. Offensive linemen, we had a chance to see a couple of backups. I mean, it was enough to probably justify you going and trying again in the draft.
of course,
Somebody
always.
tweeted out, after 1 year, Ryan Grubb is out. We axe a whole linebacker core, and I can't remember what the other bit was.
We got rid of all of our returners, like 2 returners.
Yeah, both of our retires. Here's the tweet. Let me show it. I got rid of the whole linebacker core when he found out they couldn't play linebacker. Deleted D. Williams and Laviska Shenaults after the Jets game at the same time. Like got rid of Ryan Grubb at the end of the season. We don't settle for mediocrity in Seattle anymore.
And that's the thing. We've been mediocre, like middling for like a lot of years, even with Russell in there. And that's one thing I don't want to just settle for that. I don't want to just settle for like, okay, we Ryan Grubb, he was terrible, but we can work something out. No, let's try something different. And then
Yeah,
honestly, we did. We did
and
try different all season long.
we talked about it too. Like is like Adam said, go catch that video. But if we don't doubt that Ryan Grubb can be good somewhere, but it's just you got to have that alignment, across your coaching staff and stuff like that. After a year, you don't like what you see. Mike McDonald's the head coach, tough shit. That's how it runs.
Yep.
The defense trended up, offense trended down. That's just the fact of the matter, right? And so we can't have that. And we learned on the defensive side of things too. We learned like who we have and who we should like. We're probably going to need secondary help. Rayshon
Yeah.
Jenkins didn't do so great. Trey Brown is probably on his way and playing in Chinese NFL.
Kobe Bryant, though, he made the switch to safety and he was doing really well at that position.
I called
You
it two
called it,
years
though.
ago.
You did call
I
it.
called it 2 years ago. I knew it because you could tell because the way he played that at nickel, like you could tell like that transition to safety was going to be in his future, and he
I
did
think
fantastic.
I think we're gonna also still look for a nickel corner, somewhere, whether it's a vet or otherwise. I don't think it's gonna be like a high up draft pick because we did pull a lot of corners in the past couple seasons. So unless they're all, I think most of them are kind of gone. But I think Artie Burns is on our practice squad still. If not, he's somewhere else. But regardless, like we're gonna probably go and get some help at the corner, like just for depth purposes.
Yeah,
Especially since Kobe Bryant moved over to safety and stuff like that. So there you go.
yeah, and
Unless we draft a safety all of a sudden.
yeah, and so that would be wild.
Not first round though. Not
No,
first round.
no, please no. We have so many other needs. Namia Pritchett was also out there, and he was one of the guys we drafted, and he kind of
It was
struggled.
rough. That's why I kind of said like we might still go look for some corners, but I mean those 2 corners from Auburn, maybe they make a jump in their sophomore season. You never know. You really don't. Like, off season, especially if you have an off season with your coaching staff in place. Now there's going to be a different type of off season vibe and stuff like that, but. Otherwise, like with this game, we got to see who we got to see. Thanks for the win. It didn't really do much except that I think it just ended up with Rams are first, we are second, Cardinals are third, and the 49ers are fourth, which I would not have seen coming. But hey, thank you.
Yeah, I will take that as a good positive.
That is our positive.
We're
Hey, the
trending in the right
49ers are on the
direction, and they're
bottom.
not.
It brings me a lot of confidence going into facing our division going forward because like this season alone facing the NFC West, I was like, man, what is our team going to do against like the 49ers and such because it's the 49ers, right? But now there's holes everywhere and obviously there's improvements on every like Cardinals and Rams still being like sneakily good. Cardinals, They had a chance, but you know how it is with Cardinals. They'll flare up, and then at the wrong time they cool off, and you know it's just one of those things. So you know, good job, Seahawks. You got to win. I think this might have been Tyler Lockett's last game as a Seahawk. Maybe not
I,
his
w- I,
final game in the NFL,
I
but
wish he
as a
I wish he
Seahawk
hit the
though.
end zone, man. Like I think they
Me
threw him a
too.
ball. I wish he got it because
Me too.
yeah,
He
it's
was
just
wearing the
right.
cleats. He was wearing his cleats that said like grateful, and it had his when he was selected in the third round and stuff like that. So I was really just like, man, this is probably because we're supposed to pay him
All
like 20 plus million next season, so which is not guaranteed. So it's like we're gonna let him go.
all time great dude. Like
All time great, yeah.
he's continuing a lineage of quality wide receivers that we've had. From Doug Baldwin
He
to
may one thing to look out for. He may retire after this season. That might be a thing too. He might try to just always be a Seahawk, but we'll see. I think that's up to him.
yeah
If he does come back, I don't think it'll be on the Seahawks though. That's the thing.
yeah. Anything else before I send us home?
I got nothing else besides go Hawks. Thank you for a roller coaster ride of a season, and hey, I'll take a win as the final thing to see. You know, going into 2025.
Yep, and that's a wrap. So thank you for tuning in here on Miss Reps. We'll catch you again next time. Peace.
Peace.